Matters are rising. Does Nnamdi Kanu require a surety to be released? Good day, my people. Welcome once again to the news channel. This is Afri's Concept TV, where you get the latest news. And that is the headlines for today. Listen to the news info. It has been 3 months since the Court of Appeal in Abuja struck out the terrorism charge filed against Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra (IPOB), by the federal government. Since then, conversations about the federal government getting a stay of execution from the courts to ensure Kanu remains in custody pending the determination of the case at the Supreme Court have continued to wear fresh perspectives. A fortnight ago, Orji Kalu, Chief Whip of the Senate and former governor of Abia State, the southeast state where Kanu hails from, said he is ready to stand surety for him if he is released from incarceration. Days later, Chukwuma Soludo, governor of Anambra State, asked the federal government to release Kanu because he is needed around the table to have a comprehensive heart-to-heart conversation on the future of the southeast. Soludo said if the federal government cannot release Kanu unconditionally, he will stand as surety to ensure Kanu is available whenever needed. The governor said Kanu is critical to the security conversations in the southeast and is needed to discuss the future of the region. Days after Soludo's statement, IPOB said Kanu does not need anyone to stand surety for him before he is released. According to Imai Powerful, IPOB spokesperson, a court of competent jurisdiction has ordered the unconditional release of Kanu, and so the discussion of standing surety for the IPOB leader does not arise. Why is Kanu in custody? Kanu was facing terrorism and treason felony charges before Mouñtãin Yako, judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, and was granted bail on health grounds in April 2017. In September of the same year, soldiers reportedly invaded his hometown in Abia and allegedly killed some persons. During the invasion, Kanu escaped and subsequently fled the country. Nyako later issued a warrant of arrest for him because of his absence at trial. Alo Ejimako, one of Kanu's lawyers, said his client escaped during the raid as the rule of self-preservation. In June 2021, the federal government announced Kanu's arrest and extradition from Kenya to Nigeria. After his repatriation to Nigeria, the IPOB leader was rearraigned before Nyako on a 15-count charge bordering on terrorism and treasonable felony. But in April 2021, 8 of the charges were struck out by the trial judge. Afterwards, Kanu, through his lawyers, approached the Court of Appeal and asked for the dismissal of the outstanding 7 counts for being devoid of merit. In October 2022, a 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal in Abuja struck out the remaining charges against the IPOB leader. The appellate court held that Kanu's extradition from Kenya to Nigeria to stand trial was illegal. The federal government later filed a suit to stay the execution in the appellate court, and it was granted. The government also approached the Supreme Court challenging the judgment and subsequently filed an amended charge before a federal high court. Why is Kanu still being held? Although the appeal court quashed the terrorism charges against Kanu, he is yet to be released and is still being held in custody because of the stay of execution granted to the federal government by the appeal court. A stay of execution is a court order to temporarily suspend the execution of a judgment. Does Kanu need a surety to be released? Oludaramola, a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, said Kanu was discharged by the court and the charges against him were thrown out, hence he does not need anybody to stand surety for him. The essence of bail is that you will be able to defend your case. That is the whole purpose of bail. He told the cable, "You are presumed innocent until your matter is determined by the court." But in his own case, that is Kanu's case, his matter has been determined. The court has found him not guilty. So ordinarily, in a country where the rule of law works and operates well, he does not need anybody to stand surety for him. There is no criminal case pending against him anywhere. Of course, the government have the right to appeal, and they have appealed. But having won his case, until that judgment is set aside, he is completely innocent of the charges. Reinforcing Daramola's position, Nnamdi Effiong, a human rights lawyer, told the cable that by virtue of the Court of Appeal judgment, Kanu has no charges against him, and thus the debate for bail should not arise. He said the fresh charges filed by the federal government is an exercise in futility because the Court of Appeal judgment invalidated the original charge. Nnamdi Kanu is not facing any trial or any charge in any court. Whatever charge they claim they have amended is just an attempt to ridicule the legal process. So there is no basis in law for anyone to say they want to amend a charge that no longer exists, or to say that they want to file a fresh charge. Now, if the federal government has gone to the Supreme Court to appeal against the judgment of the Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal, in its wisdom, granted a stay of execution of their own judgments. Even though some of us have reservations about the decisions, that is the law. We must respect the decision of the Court of Appeal and await the decision of the Supreme. So technically, as of today, there is no basis for them to discuss bail. Bail for what? There is nothing warranting him being released on bail. Can a governor stand as surety? Because you are a serving governor or senator will not automatically make you qualified to stand surety in every matter or everybody. In his opinion, Effiong said governors cannot stand as surety to any person because by the virtue of immunity they enjoy, they cannot be summoned if the defendant absconds. And that is the news for this morning. Don't forget to like this video, comment under this video, and subscribe to this channel to get more news from this channel.